Today we are checking out Lucy's song Boogie Man. We're going to be looking at the music video and a live version from the First World Tour. The live version will be Patreon exclusive, so please see a link in the description to the extended reaction where I check out the live version. Let's get right into it.
찾아와 나를 잡아간대 깊고 어두운 옷장 속에 머리카락 보일라 꼭 숨어라 입을 섞어는 게 삐져나온 그 발목은 끌고 가라는 거지 가져 눈구멍도 없게 막고 뒤에 있는데 가려 두 눈 가려도 여기엔 이제도 내 싫어 그만 일어나 불구해 묻어버린 다리 시끄럽게 실린 얼굴이 너 가까이 손이 이런 날엔 부기맨이 찾아와 나를 잡아간대 깊고 어두운 옷장 속에서 그래 늘 뛰어가줘 차라리 너와 저놈으로 도망칠래 그럼 나도 부기맨 슬금슬금 날 조여오는 혼자만 남겨진
Okay, this is really cool. I'm getting a sort of a swing rock vibe, and this is a sound that I'm actually pretty familiar with because it's a sound that was innovated by the group Diablo Swing Orchestra. They're a group that are pretty much a metal band, but a lot of their songs have this swing influence and incorporate a lot of like orchestral touches and stuff. I would be surprised if Lucy had never heard of Diablo Swing Orchestra because it's a clear influence that I'm hearing here. Lucy's approach to the style is a little bit softer. Even though the song's atmosphere is dark and spooky, the instrumental kind of skips along mischievously and lightly. It's not a very heavy track, it's quite quirky and skippy. Fun to listen to for sure. I think I would like a little bit more bite in the production on the drums and the guitar. Maybe it's because I'm used to listening to a lot of darker rock and metal that has more beef in the drums and guitar. But at the same time, I understand that that heavier sound is not really Lucy's identity. Even though this is quote-unquote the heaviest song I've heard from them atmospherically and tonally, the overall sound of the track is still quite light and agreeable, I would say, again, despite the darker theme. I love how Lucy incorporate weird sound effects too to enhance the theme of the song. Like I think there was a door slamming sound there at one point, which was really cool. The vocal melodies aren't standing out to me in this track as much as they usually would, and maybe that's just because I need to hear the next verse and chorus for the catchiness to really sink in. Overall, solid. I'm not getting the heart-wrenching beauty from this song that I have from their other tracks that I've heard. However, I do get that this song isn't really going for heart-wrenching beauty. It's more of a fun little spooky experimental piece. And as far as that goes, it's very good. The music video is very fun. I like their looks. That choker is excellent. And that is Sang-yup, right? With the choker and the open shirt, killing it with that look. I guess he is playing the role of the boogeyman in this video. Cool detail of the hamster on his shoulder too. Yeah, it's very imaginative. Love the styling of it. They're sort of making that theme of boogeymen and Halloween like their own thing. Great colors with the red on the kick drum and I guess red puppet strings almost looking like blood red veins too. I'm very into it. I'm curious now if these visuals are also going to carry through to the live performance. This part is cool, very pretty.
웃기만 해 왜 아무 말이나 줘 이런 나를 부기맨이 찾아와 나를 잡아간대 깊고 어두운 옷장 속을 스르르 그래 널 이겨가줘 차라리 너와 저 멀어도 멈출래 그럼 나도 부기맨 왔다 갔다 아래 위로 대롱대롱 매달린 채이도 저도 못하면서 쏘쏘이는 게 마치 닭피자기 피에 항상 걷고 있는 바람에 너도 혹시 내가 무서워 매일 밤에 부기맨이랑 같이 널 잡으러 갈게 깊고 어두운 옷장 속을 스르르 그래 내 손 잡아줘 차라리 나와 저 멀어도 멈출래 그럼 너도 부기맨
Very enjoyable song. It really grew on me towards the end, and it struck me that this is not the kind of song that is actually good to pause halfway the first time you hear it, because the whole point of this more aggressive vibe is that you have to sort of let it attack you because there's so much going on and it's all about how it all comes together. There were so many pretty delicate moments in this song that were quite unexpected, both vocally and instrumentally, that made the dark vibe have a lot of impact once we kicked back into the full band sound. Loved the violin solo. I loved all the subtle tempo shifts. There might have been some time signature shifts too. This is typical of Lucy, really. Their arrangements offer so much that you can't possibly cover it all on a first listen or even on a second listen. There's so much to discover in their musicality that it's just mind-boggling, really. Amazing talent that I feel completely humbled by. If I had any other criticism of the music itself, I tend to appreciate a development in the vocal melody if the chorus is repeated more than twice. And I didn't notice any change in the vocal melody in the third chorus here towards the end, which is a bit unusual for them, I think, because I've heard in songs like Know How where Songyap will tweak the vocal melody a little bit in the final chorus to just give us that final lift, that final piece of ecstasy. And I also feel like the final few bars of this song were kind of plain. Like the violin melody took a back seat and it was more focused on a sort of choir synth pad. The bass did get to stand out in the final few bars, which was actually pretty cool, and maybe that was the point, to allow the bass to really go off. Although I would love for the violin melody or something to have continued leading us here and there in the final few seconds of the song, but it's really a slight criticism. I'm really nitpicking at this point. This group never failed to impress me. I just try to really analyze the craft as much as I can and speak on everything that comes to mind. The music video was a lot of fun. The animated sections, I could have taken them or left them. While they were cute as still shots, I found them in motion to not be as impressive, but whatever symbolic metaphors are going on in these situations with like the blindfold and the scissors and stuff, I don't know what it means, but it looks cool. I'm down for it. And I also like how the band had a little costume change into these more, I guess you could say, grungy looks. Yeah, really fun. Let's move on to the live version. This will be Patreon exclusive. See the link in the description to the extended reaction. Let's get right into this live performance. I have a feeling that this song, especially this type of song, will hit even harder live. Very interesting. A lot to say about this track. Yeah, and that about concludes my analysis of Boogie Man by Lucy. I forgot to mention that this actually was the winner of one of our Patreon polls. So if you would also like some Patreon benefits, vote in polls, suggest songs, and of course get some exclusive content, please join me on Patreon. Apart from that, please like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. Thanks so much and take care.